because this MAGA crowd is really the most extreme political organization that's existed in American history.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Yes, you can, folks. Now, the word, the phrase, the concept of American democracy. Not quite right. Now, I wanted to put the word danger up there as well. The difference between danger and anger is the removal of the D, the Democrats, democracy, right? Well, folks, you heard Biden. You heard the quote at the beginning. This MAGA crowd is the most extreme in American history. No, it isn't. But it doesn't matter, folks. It doesn't matter. That's what they believe. And Hillary Clinton has called Trump supporters a, quote, clear and present danger to American democracy. Well, folks, we don't have democracy. Well, actually, we do. Democracy is idiots voting and saying they're the majority and majority rules. Sorry, we have a constitutional republic. A republic, not a democracy. A republic protects not only the minority, but it protects the majority. It protects everyone from everyone by having clear, unbreakable rules, right? We have rights, inalienable rights. And the government is a limited authority. Not us, the people. We have freedoms. We have rights. The government has limited authority. But that's not what democracy wants. Democracy wants the president, Xi Biden, to proclaim how dangerous you are. And Hillary, from behind the curtain, wants to say there's clear and present danger to the American democracy. She doesn't even know what the fuck that means. The American people don't know what that means. But I can tell you that danger is anger with a Democrat in front of it. And these people are angry. And they're Democrats, right? When government, folks, acts like it is sovereign, supreme, in other words, then the next step is to act like a tyrant and a murderer. For instance, King George, he ceased representing the people as the king and started acting as a tyrant. In more recent history, we have examples in Stalin, Hitler, and Mao of a government that goes from serving the people to commanding the people, right? 100 million people and counting murdered. Bad news, folks. Bad news. The difference between anger and danger is the D, right? And government is doing all it can. We are teetering on the edge, folks, with fuel availability and fuel prices. In the last video, I discussed the fuel shortage that is now occurring at truck stops, and trucks are being forced to park. No fuel available. It's starting to happen. It has been predicted for months that this is coming. From the fuel station CEOs to the oil refineries, and even the president who says, I don't care, get an EV. That doesn't solve our infrastructure delivery system. Now, the New York Post noted farmers disproportionately rely on diesel to fuel their tractors and other machinery, right? They burn thousands of gallons a month. They're feeling the pinch at the pump, and farmers can just decide not to plant crops and save money, right? Higher food prices, folks, and food shortages. Not to mention food, if it's even available, they may be having a hard time getting it into the stores on the East Coast. They're going to feel it first, folks. If farmers don't farm, we get shortages. If higher prices and fuel continue, we get higher prices and shortages. And if truckers can't deliver it, we get shortages and price increases massively. Have you figured this out yet? Are you prepared? Literally, do you have several months of food to deal with the coming food interruptions? American democracy, our nation is in big, big danger. And the government is not fixing things, folks. No, they're not. They are not stepping in and fixing any problems for us. We've got big problems. Big, big problems. The Democrats won't quit, folks. They won't. They're continuing to lie to us to our faces with the president, Congress, meaning Pelosi and Schumer, and the mainstream media. And they're starting to feel it. People are rejecting them. So in order to try and make it look like, oh yeah, they're fair and balanced, right? No. They believe in freedom, which they don't. The Washington Post, this is interesting. Democracy, or our republic, relies on free speech. It relies on transportation, being able to go where you want. Being able to go where you want. Transportation, either sending yourself or other items, is a hallmark of a free people. Transportation, they're affecting that. Being able to speak freely, they're affecting that. Now, there was this little whining liar named Taylor Lorenz in the mainstream media. She has been removed from her position of authority and now has to have every one of her articles submitted to an editor before it's printed. Now, this is the same reporter who doxed people. She outed their names and locations and contact information to hurt them because she thought it was cute, folks, to cause harassment, to get people like you to shut up. And then she was doxed and she screamed bloody murder. It's illegal. It's wrong. It's bullying. It hurts my feelings, yada, yada, yada. Well, she's no longer a managing editor, said. And this is what's happening to them. They're destroying their own credibility, but they are not going to stop calling for angry response. And they're creating more danger, and they're calling it democracy. I think, and I'm hoping that everyone is now seeing democracy truly is dangerous. It is mob rule. And once Democrats and rhino Republicans get into power, they think they can vote away your rights. Your rights. Now, and then there's the bureaucracy on top of it, right? Appointed politicians, appointed authority regulators like, Dr. Anthony Fauci, who through his recommendations, folks, has completely screwed the whole planet up, as well as America. And we're seeing other issues with transportation, not just transporting food and fuel, but airlines, folks. Over 20,000 flights have been canceled this year in Southwest Airlines alone. It's hard to find pilots to come to work. Well, or did they quit? Did they get fired for refusing the Jim Jones juice? Or have a lot of pilots died or had to quit because of health issues from the Jim Jones juice? Trust me, folks, this loss of service, loss of delivery, loss of infrastructure to us empowers the government to create more regulatory solutions, right? Well, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is just the guy to fix the system, right? No. He's the guy who can give it to the system in the tailpipe. We are having nothing but trouble. It is going to get worse. This idea that we need democracy is being proven demonstrably false, and that government is all powerful is demonstrably false. Government needs to stop doing what it's doing and allow freedom, liberty, and prosperity. Well, in the interim, while we wait for them to figure it out, you and I have some questions to ask. Are you prepared for what is coming? These people won't quit, folks. We've got an election coming up. Can we take it back? Or is Joe prophetic in his pronouncement?
We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics. Voter fraud. We have put together voter fraud. We have put together voter fraud voter fraud, the most extensive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
The answer to that, prep to action. We're going to have trouble, folks. You better be prepared. And then you need to take action. Become a poll watcher in your local voting district. Stop these people from doing anything wrong. Whoever's doing wrong stuff, they need to be stopped, period. If you like this message, then do this. We need more of you folks on Subscribe Star. So we've got the website right here. Subscribe Star, The Prepared Mind. It's our premium service, $2 a month. And you can support the message to fight evil, to stop the dangerous actions being taken by waking up Americans. Get prepared, take action. Chance favors the prepared mind. God bless America. Semper Fi.